All right, so now that we have a brief understanding of what blockchain is, of what a blockchain is, let's go ahead and actually discuss how does a blockchain actually work. All right, so let's use this analogy. So imagine we have a large room, all right, with briefcases on one end and glass on the other end. All right, so each briefcase has a lock and a chain that connects it to the next briefcase, right? So we've got one briefcase connected to another briefcase connected to another by lock and chain. All right. Now, everyone can see the briefcases because the glass is transparent. So we can see through this transparent glass, all right? But only the person who has the key to one of the briefcases can actually open the briefcase. All right. So suppose that I want to transfer some money, all right, some cryptocurrency from my briefcase, so from one of the briefcases to your briefcase. What do I need for that? Well, I'm going to need effectively a key, right? So that's going to be the key to the briefcase. So that's going to be crypto to open and then to sign to verify the transaction. Okay? So looking through the glass, we can see that the transaction will belong to me along with the details of the transaction as soon as it gets to you, the other person who I'm sending it over to. So we broadcast in that way to everyone that you have received your money, and everybody takes a note of it, right? It's kind of an interesting, funny thing to think of, everybody taking this note when the transaction occurs. But that's effectively what happens. So after a period of time, someone's going to gather all these mini transactions and collate them into blocks. And those are then added to the chain. All right. So at a very simplistic level, this is essentially how a blockchain works. Hopefully that makes a bit of sense. Using some imagery here, you can actually get a better picture and understanding of what we're talking about. We're talking about a series of blocks that are chained together, like we said. So a block and a chain, all right? It consists of these two things. And we're referring to a block as a collection of transactions, and the chain being the mechanism which ties them together, right? So, and that's what checks to see that the block signatures are valid, all right? So each owner transfers Bitcoin, let's say, if we're talking about the Bitcoin blockchain, to the next by digitally signing a hash of the previous transaction and the public key of the next owner, and then adding these to the end of the coin, all right? And then that way the payee can verify the signature to verify the chain of ownership. And that actually comes from Satoshi Nakamoto's Bitcoin white paper. So if you want to go and read really about blockchain, then you should really go to the Bitcoin white paper, and I'm going to provide a link. And that's, that's the first one. That's the mother of all blockchains. And you can go there and read and get that fundamental understanding of a blockchain, because it does parachute and its way over around to all the other blockchains which are which we consider including Ethereum, right? Which is what we are going to be building our smart contracts off of. So that's it. So hopefully that gives you a better sense of how a blockchain works in terms of blocks and chains, in terms of the transparency level with the glass, in terms of sending transactions, keeping track of it, and then updating the blockchain. All right. It's a simplistic way of looking at it, but it should be an effective way for you to get a better understanding, because as application developers, we need to at least have an understanding of how this is working in the back end, because we are building the smart contracts that are connecting, and then we are interacting with blockchain technology. So it's good to have at least this foundation sorted out. So hopefully that helps you out, and I'll see you in the next video.